Alright, hey, welcome back. In this movie, what I want to do is focus in on color and tone and share with you a really cool color and tone technique. Here we have an image that I captured yesterday of this sculpture and these really interesting clouds, and this was the image as shot, or this is the image as shot. You know, I've always been fascinated with sculpture for some reason. I don't know if it's the whole thing about line, shape, and form, and in this particular case, because so much to me photography and design is about line, shape, and form, and also it somehow transcends logic. It's not totally just based on common sense, but there's something else going on there. So anyway, we have this cool image. And I want to post this image on my blog, but I want to do a little bit to the color and tone. So I'm going to press Tab to bring everything back, and then F to go to full screen view mode. And then I'm going to hold in the Option Alt key and use my scroll wheel to zoom out a little bit, spacebar to reposition the image near the top part of the screen. All right, well, now that I have that image near the top part of the screen, what I want to do is copy the background layer. There are a couple of different ways that I can do this. One way is obviously drag this to the new layer icon. I could press Command or Control J to copy that to a new layer. Or if I've unlocked the layer, call this one background, and if I have more than one layer in my document, what I can do is I can Option click and drag that to a new layer. Now that's a great shortcut because it's probably one of the fastest ways to copy a layer to a new, or just copy a layer for that matter. Command J or Option click and drag. Those are the two techniques that I use most often. All right, well, now that I've copied this, I need to copy it again, so I have two versions of it. Now this top layer, what I'm going to do is change the blend mode here to something like overlay. This middle one I'm going to desaturate. And I could desaturate with any number of techniques used for black and white conversion. In this case, I'm simply going to press Command U and then pull out the color. So it's completely just black and white. There isn't a lot of contrast added. Next, I'm going to go to this overlay layer and change my blend mode to overlay. Now, this is where I'm getting some really interesting color. My next step is going to be to select these two layers and press Command G for group. And this is my new color. Command plus to zoom in a little bit. Yeah, let's zoom it out just a tad bit there so we can kind of see what we have. Now, the nice thing about grouping these is that I can then modify this. I can lower the opacity a little bit if I need to, if I want to back that effect off just a little bit. In this case, I think it looks really nice, deep and dark. Another thing that I can do, because the contrast is really being built up with this layer, is I can double click this layer to open up Advanced Blending. Now, Advanced Blending is incredibly powerful. What I can do on this layer is I can actually pull out the deepest tones. See those blacks, how those deep blacks aren't as black? Because a lot of times when you do blending like this, you just lose all the detail in the blacks. Now, sometimes that isn't a problem, yet other times it is. So you can use this advanced blending technique. You can pull those out and then Option or Alt click those and then split the difference here so it creates a little bit of a transition. And let's click OK and see how this one looks, and then press Command Z to look at our before and after. And let's hope that my computer doesn't crash right now because I'm getting the old spinning beach ball there. So here's my before and there's my after. It has that same kind of color tone, yet I didn't over deepen those black colors, so the image looks pretty cool. All right, let's zoom out a little bit so we can actually see where we're going. Here's our before and after. That looks pretty cool. The last thing that I want to do with this image is sharpen it, and we'll do that in the next movie.